talk? We're looking to find out what you think of the Dublin to Walk proposal for the area.
I think that the Dublin to Walk pedestrianisation proposal for the area, I think it's a fantastic idea. It's a great part of the city and it actually offers quite a lot.
Would allow people to get into the boutique feel of the shopping experience, get people involved and allow them to come in on their weekends, relax, wander around their own city and interact with it in a more realistic way than when they're being shoved onto a tiny footpath that is a foot long, literally a foot wide.
Well, if more people are attracted to come down the street knowing it's a pedestrian street, surely more footfall would lead to more business and commerce.
To have this street pedestrianised, I think is going to help enormously.
When we had the trial period for one day here, either last year or the year before, there were people on the streets. There was lots of activity, lots of buzz. People were coming here for that reason because it was a nice place to be.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a super idea. The street itself is becoming a hub. Yeah, it should be a place, when people think, where am I going to go this week? I'm going to go to South William Street. And that's where they should go. And that's what everybody is thinking.
Well, I'm in favour of it. I think it would make shopping and drinking coffee outside much more pleasant.
I'm in favour of it too, because it'd be more enjoyable and relaxing to sit outside with your friends and enjoy coffee and a chat.
People are not aware of the wonderful street this is. The buildings, the creativity with the new fashion shops, the cafes, the art galleries.
I think it would lift business. I think people would have time to stop and explore and browse in a way that maybe at the moment, with the footpath so narrow, you just kind of move through. You can't stop and chat because you're blocking the footpath.
South William Street is probably one of the only streets in the city that has new business coming into it. And if we take a look at the business, it's very interesting, small, solo businesses that would be unique to Dublin. By pedestrianising the streets, it means that people can come in and really enjoy that and take their time rather than being interfered with. It means they can relax.
We totally support us because there is a big flow of pedestrians going on anyway.
It's a really beautiful street, a huge amount of people every day on it, but the traffic is sometimes actually quite hectic and scary. It goes really fast down here, and people like looking in shops, they're inclined to sometimes even step out without realising. So I think if it was pedestrianised, it would make it just more enjoyable for everybody. And you could maybe put tables, chairs out, people could sit around to make it into a beautiful area.
And we're just wondering what your take is on the proposed pedestrianisation of South William Street.
Well, I'm wildly in favour of it. I hate the noise, the look, the sound of all this awful traffic. It's about time we concentrated on the human architecture of the street rather than the architecture of the street and enjoy ourselves and enjoy our city.
And I think just with the traffic coming through, it creates like a boundary between here and South William Street. So if the whole area was pedestrianised, it would be just much more of a community.
It also gives us the opportunity to put on events. If we have a street out there that we can utilise, it means that we can showcase what we're doing and come together as a community.
It could be great. It could lend a really nice atmosphere to the area, and also kind of stop vans parking outside businesses as well, which I suppose covers up your shop front a little bit.
80% of the businesses in the area are in favour of, and we think that would certainly regenerate some activity. I think the streets here are a bit too narrow, and we want to encourage more people to walk down the streets here. The vacancy rates are falling quite dramatically, so there's obviously an energy here. People are being drawn into the area. I think the footfall is up, so everything that we can do to sustain that, and we're obviously visiting a new business here, so anything that we can do to sustain that momentum is something that we need to encourage.
What your take is on the Dame Lane pedestrianisation?
Absolutely all for it. It would dramatically help business, it would clean up the area, it would get rid of the kind of bad element around the place, and all the businesses around here are in need of a pickup, and it would really, really help us a lot, yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Footfall for one. I'm in the pub business, I have a restaurant around the corner, and that's pretty essential. So yeah, I do think business-wise, of course, it'll make an impact.
I think pedestrianisation of the city centre in general, let alone St William Street, would be a great thing. There's very limited pedestrianised spaces here in the city, and I think just with the new growth and development here along the street, where we've got more food use units and restaurants, and it is becoming an area for socialising. Pedestrianisation makes sense. You know, we really don't need cars in the area.
It's a great idea to pedestrianise the hypercentre of Dublin anyway. It's very small, it's accessible by foot or by bike, so it's a very good decision.
Pedestrianising this street will only make it better, because the only reason cars drive up and down this street is because they're looking for somewhere to park, and it's because they don't want to pay money to go into the car parks. That's the only reason people drive up and down the street. It's the only reason I drive up and down this street. This street doesn't lead to anywhere.
I think that it would work as defining the creative quarter. There's a big push right now with finally giving Dublin a section where creative people can exist, where they're independent, they can collaborate, support each other, and I think having it pedestrianised would make it more defined, make it more user friendly.
Also would encourage Dubliners, people from the country, tourists, to come to this street and to linger and explore what is to offer.
When St William Street was designed back in 1700s, it was a retailer street. It was for artists, it was for people who wanted to create. And I think if we get rid of those cars on the street, I think that creative side to the street will come back. People will want to create on the street.
What I'd love to see is this. This is the creative heart of Dublin. So let's make it into a creative quarter. And but part of that will be getting that slow stream of cars, getting them out of the area.
It's Car Free Day 2010 in Dublin city centre, and just look at what you can transform a street into if you take out the cars. We've rolled out the green carpet, put in the palm trees, brought on the sunshine, and isn't it magnificent? But I think the real trick would be to make a move like this permanent, and if the City Council and if the retailers could think about the benefits of making more pedestrianised space in the city centre, I think it would transform Dublin.
We're from St. Mary's County, Maryland, here visiting your lovely city. Thank you for arranging for this street fair just for us.
It's European Mobility Week, and this is Living Streets. It's a festival of urban mobility. We're asking Dubliners to rethink streets and imagine them in different ways. For today we have a green area, a picnic area, we have live music, and in the evening we're going to have an open air movie powered by bicycles.